This is Dylan Bacon doing the depth first algorithm. Observations, noticing when the robot got memory, it didn't really seem to matter. It would always find the goal eventually. Some were more efficient than others. Once we started changing which actions prioritize which, fastest was up and to the right. Since we had it starting in the bottom left corner, left didn't seem to do anything because it was already against the left wall. Moving the starting place around, just seemed to affect how fast it got there based on being closer or further. And then if you had it start in the middle and go left first, it would take longer. Once we put the goal in the middle, they all took roughly half because I noticed it would either go and do the entire left half, or it would go and kind of do the entire top half, or the right half. One time I got it to ring all the way around and go in a spiral. Once we started adding barriers, I had left on one of my higher priorities at the time, and it would go up, go around our barrier, and then go into the top left corner and get stuck. Once I put left later in the priority, it would just go around the barrier, keep going up, and then go to the right where the goal was. Once I moved the goal back into the middle, it would go up, right, around, hit the right wall, come down, and then work its way back to the middle. With the random, it eventually got to the goal, but it took a long time. I just had it running in the background, and it took about 900 moves. Once we added the barrier, I noticed it tended to stay in the bottom left corner where we had it starting with the barrier in the way, just because it would bump into it and it had a better chance of turning around and getting stuck than getting all the way around. It eventually got out, but it not stuck, but it would get kind of stuck or stay in the area. Once we added memory and had the barrier, I noticed it almost always got stuck in the bottom left corner, just because it was so likely to turn around on itself. Once you remove the barrier, I still never got the goal because it would turn around on itself, but this is the closest I got. It was one dot away, so I saved it and stopped. But it just, with it knowing its own path, it had a really hard time. One thing I forgot to mention, when I had the ran the barrier and it went up to the top left corner and got stuck, it actually came back down and went through the barrier that we made and left that way. And I think it was because we didn't tell it that that part of the barrier was part of its old state, so it couldn't go there. It just knew it wasn't. Like, I don't know how it worked exactly, but I think it prioritized that over the barriers on the outside wall. So I thought that was kind of cool. I think that's everything.